Every year at the graduation, farewell barbecue, we have a video of the flashbacks of the year, which we're going to have toward the end of the evening. But tonight, we're going to have an additional video that was made lovingly, professionally, and expertly by one of our very, very dear students we're going to hear from soon. Molly Rubin produced this video about Chabad. ASU, not wanting to give her up for the high holidays, and she reached out to us, and thank God we were able to resolve the issue, because Chabad is always looking out for the needs of every student. If you ever have an issue here at ASU, we're always here for you. Even if you don't have issues, we're here for you too. And it was resolved, and she did not have to go to classes in the high holidays. And throughout the years, we got to know Hannah. And Hannah has become a leader at Chabad. She's the president of Chabad ASU Student Board now. Hannah comes from West Hills, California. Her major is tourism. I wish we get on hospitality. Event management. No, certificate in event management.
Yeah.
What's the actual major name?
Tourism Development and Management.
Tourism Development and Management. It is my honor to ask Hannah, the student board president of Chabad at ASU, to please share with us her senior reflections.
Thank you for coming to my meeting. Okay. Hello, and thank you all for coming and celebrating with us. I want to share with you all of the ways that Chabad at ASU has changed my life. The short version is that I've changed in just about every way, and I'm going to draw it out a little bit more. The Tectels and Rimlers have watched me grow into the person I am today, and have supported every baby step I've taken to get here. I've spent a majority of my college time in this very building, and I'm sad to see this chapter of my life end. I know that my time here will never truly be over, and for that, I am grateful. I've built a family for myself in Tempe that is 100% comprised of my Jews. I'm gonna cry. Rabbi Tectel and Hannah have taken me in and added me to their family. I have embraced my role as big sister to their children, and I look forward to seeing them grow up throughout my regular visits back to Tempe. I would like to make it clear that these visits are not to see how campus has changed or to see my professors, but to see you and your family. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. To the Rimlers, I want to thank you too, because of you I've learned so much about how to be a family and Jewish. Yeah, okay. I look forward to seeing your family grow as well, and Sarah, I'm looking forward to our trips to Last Chance. Now that I've cried, or almost, and I still will, I've decided to share with you my most recent resume as my time at ASU comes to a close. Under leadership experience, I can outright Madam President, and it feels like I didn't do much other than call myself president and go hide in the kitchen, but it's a title and it's mine and I'm keeping it. Next on my list is lettuce washer extraordinaire. I would like to note that the best way to get holidays off is to work for your rabbi. You get them all. Working at the Kosher Bistro has been one of the most interesting experiences, and I've learned a lot about how not to live my life from some of the people there, and I've also learned, and I've become stronger in my beliefs because of it. My special skills have grown as well. I can efficiently set a table for 100+ people, a skill that will come in handy when I'm planning your children's bar mitzvahs in Yerushalayim. I've picked up more than my fair share of Yiddish, making your secret language not so secret anymore. And I've learned the importance of strategically placing all the food in the oven. I can say that I'm the queen of oven Jenga, and I can get 95% of the challahs to fit in the oven at any given time. I'm not only taking these experiences with me, I'm also taking a boatload of rabbi inspiration. There are some quotes that I will never forget, and they include the following. A good siddur is a used siddur. Not every date leads to marriage, but every marriage starts with one date. And trust is like a cookie jar. And the last one is don't use credit cards. So with that, I raise a toast for the last time as a current ASU. This is my 4th Rabbi T quote, and all those in favor of painting it above the window in the kitchen, meet me after. So raise a glass. I don't have one, but we'll pretend. So to life, and a great Jewish wife, and a drink that will quench an amazing Jewish mensch, l'chaim.
Thank you, Hannah, for your heartfelt and moving words. Our next speaker is someone who's also very involved with Chabad. I actually met him before he was a freshman. We used to come here when his older brothers would come here on family weekends. He'd be joining sometimes. And he's somebody who's a very integral part of our Chabad house. He is a minyaneer, comes regularly on Shabbat morning. He is, I think, one of the top 3 users of the Law Tigers basketball court. And he has a really good 3 shot. And somebody who is a leader and always helps out in our community. And it's also unique because Corey is actually, as it says in the schedule, celebrating 12 years of Kazanovich boys here at ASU. Starting with Mark, then Jake, and now Corey. It is my honor to call upon Corey to please share with us some thoughts. Corey Kazanovich.
When Rabbi asked me to give a speech, he gave me some suggestions on what to talk about. One of the suggestions was to talk about all the amazing things Chabad has done for me. We just heard from Hannah, and we're going to hear from a few more. Chabad does amazing things for all of us, and it really enhanced our time here in college. But I'm sorry, Rabbi, I want to talk about something else. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Corey Kazanovich. I'm the youngest of 4 boys from the greatest parents. They're both sitting over there. They both fled from the Soviet Union to escape religious persecution. Most of us here were blessed to have either been born or raised in the United States and have never experienced anti-Semitism directly. It's easy for us to go to Yom Kippur services and a Shabbat meal once every few weeks and feel like our Judaism is alive and well. If we want to sustain the future of Judaism, though, this is not going to be enough. My parents have shared with me countless stories of what it's like to not be able to practice Judaism freely. Like the time my father got accepted to the most prestigious music school in the Soviet Union just to get beaten up and have his clarinet career cut short because his front tooth was broken. Or the time when he was going to synagogue with my grandfather, and on their walk over, one of their friends said, "Walk by the shul. The KGB is taking photos of everyone who's entering." To many of us, this seems like a dystopian novel. To my parents, it was life. Just last Saturday, I was playing basketball here when a police officer came by and he told us what had happened at Chabad Poway. This Shabbat, I went home to check my phone to see that hundreds of missiles have been shot into Israel. I don't say this to scare us. I don't say this because I think something horrible is going to happen to us like it did to our ancestors. I say this so that we're aware and can be awakened. As we leave college, Jewish life will not be as easily accessible. We're not going to be so close to our friends. There'll be fewer events, and most of them won't be free. But that's why we need to be now more than ever more proud of our Judaism and be more involved. We can't just be involved, however, as bystanders. We need to be involved as active participants and leaders. Create and build the community that you want to live in. My parents sacrificed and worked hard to give their children a Jewish life. It's up to us to do the same for our future descendants. We need to do what we as ASU students do best: innovate and create. We will have to make sure that our future ancestors can have what we want them to. Congratulations to all my fellow graduates, and regardless where life takes you next, I hope 2 things remain true. First, I hope you take to heart what I say and will become active participants in your Jewish community. And second, I hope you party this week like you did the first week of college. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey, for For our next speaker, we're honored to ask somebody who I met at the Passport Fair when she was a freshman. There were a lot of people there going by, but she made an impression as an energetic, outgoing Jewish girl who laughs a lot and brings lots of joy and asks lots of good questions. It's our honor to ask Molly Rubin, a senior graduating with a degree in film from California.
Thank you. I am the most emotional person I know, so apologize in advance. It's hard to see Hannah cry. It's gonna be me next. Brought sunglasses, so I'm wondering, should I wear them when I speak or not? What do you guys think? No? Okay. Then you're gonna see it, okay. Okay. Woo. Here we go. I've done theater. I can do this. Okay. Rabbi keeps saying to me, Molly, what is Chabad going to do without you? But I think the real question is, what am I going to do without Chabad? A lot can change in 4 years. Chabad has done a lot for me. Unfortunately, they didn't bring me my basheret. Yet. But what they did do is take me to New York 3 times, allow me to be part of Sinai Scholars twice, let me take soul maps, ate too many carbs at Coffee and Kabbalah, relearned Hebrew from Mendy, laughed to Hannah, Sarah, Mendy, and Shmuel, cried to Hannah, Sarah, Mendy, and Shmuel, got to watch 2 babies be added to the community, see an upshernish, go to a bar mitzvah, got to see the Techtels move houses and then forget and accidentally show up to Shabbos lunch at their old house and be answered by a very confused family. Go to weddings of people I didn't even know just to hype up the girls' side into dancing. Still love me after I've clearly taken too many l'chaims. And eat lots and lots of food. There is so much more, but I gotta start from the beginning to explain that. For those of you who don't know, I was introduced to Chabad once my bubby passed away. My freshman year, literally while I was moving into my dorm, I received a call from my bubby. She wanted to tell me she loved me and was ready to go. She had cancer and we knew she didn't have much longer to live. I was extremely close to her. Chabad in California had always been a big part of her life, and after her passing and during the first week of college where I knew no one, I thought, why not give Chabad a try? Judaism had never been a big part of my life, and I never thought I would care about it at all during college. I wanted to go to college to focus on my studies, tutor students, and get really good grades. I'm just kidding. I wanted to go to college to party. I was waiting for that one. Instantly, I was welcomed at Chabad with warm arms, and I felt like it was a safe place I could talk about my bubby. These people who didn't know me at all cared about my feelings. What a crazy concept to me. On top of that, free food. I knew this was a place I could get comfortable in, and the rest is history. I have so many stories from the time I sent the wrong text to Sarah, somehow managed to survive a car ride with Mendy driving all the way from ASU to San Diego, watch Rabbi Shmuel dance with a stranger dressed like a chicken on the New York subway, and be part of Hannah potty training one of her children. Chabad is my home, and it's probably the only thing about ASU I'm truly going to miss. Thank you so much for making my college experience filled with such wonderful memories and stories I will always cherish. I can't wait to continue to visit and keep in touch for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly, and we look forward to your visits. For our final student speaker reflection, we call upon someone who we also met in her freshman year. Met her actually at Sukkot, which is right here, where this basketball court is, and it was a full sukkah, and she came in and lit up that sukkah. Netta is someone when she comes in with her Shabbat Shalom and her attitude and the way she brings people together. Somebody has a great influence in our community, and she's also going to be greatly missed. It's our honor and our pleasure to call upon Netta Galili. Please come and share her thoughts.
Okay, so Rabbi Shmuel told me, like, have a 5-minute speech, but I'll do it 5 minutes Israeli time, so excuse me. Okay, so to those who do not know me or couldn't tell by my accent, I grew up in Israel in a town called Bat Yam, which is the center of Israel. In Bat Yam, you can see a lot of kinds of people. Israeli, Arabs, religious, non-religious. When I lived in Israel, I heard about Chabad and I knew about the organization. But I had my own stereotype. They were too religious, very judgmental, not open-minded at all, and basically lived in a huge bubble. The people that truly knew me also know that I hate doing one thing, and it's being wrong. But here I go, I say it out loud, I was definitely wrong. This huge bubble that I was talking about exploded right into my face as soon as I stepped into this room. My first time at Chabad was during Sukkot, like Rabbi said, the holiday in which it's a mitzvah to bring stranger into your sukkah. At first, I was afraid because I didn't believe that they were going to accept my bubbly, very touchy person, and I thought they were very judgmental. But as I made my first step into this building, this man, with the biggest smile and biggest beard on his face, approached me, and he asked me a little bit about my life, my past, my family, and then we started just speaking Hebrew. The fact that he really wanted to get to know me showed how I thought they were very close-minded. He welcomed me with open arms, started speaking with me Hebrew, and I was really impressed with your Hebrew, really. I immediately felt like I was home. At the end of the conversation, he introduced me to some people who today I call my brothers and my sisters. They are the people that I can lean on, the people that I can go to in a rough day, people that can raise my smile on my face. That day, the day I will forever cherish, changed my life for the better. On that day, I found the people I call family. And on that day, I found my home away from home. Soon after the holiday, this man, Rabbi Shmuel, friended me on Facebook and sent me the warmest message saying that it was great meeting me and that he's looking forward to see me in Shabbat. From one Shabbat to the next, I became mesmerized by the welcoming community Hannah, Mandy, Sarah, and Shmuel built. I decided that I want to become more a leader in the community and more involved in any way possible. A couple of days after I told Sarah that I want to get more involved in Chabad, we were already creating the Ladies Spa Night at Chabad. Through that planning, I got to learn more about Sarah's fascinating life story and her journey in Chabad. And to those of you who don't know her story, I really encourage you to get coffee with her because she has a pretty sick story. Talking with Sarah made me decide to start learning and studying and getting more connected with the Jew in me. During the first year of college, I started studying with Sarah about the Parsha and about Jewish life in general. And to further my education, Rabbi Shmuel came up to me and convinced me to join Sinai Scholars. And later, I even got to be the Sinai Scholars coordinator, and I got to lead the best Sinai Scholar group based on Rabbi Shmuel. Beyond the good food and the great people, Chabad provided me with knowledge that no class at school can teach. The most important thing that they taught me was the meaning of being Jewish. And no, being Jewish does not mean that you're going to be the richest person in the whole world or the smartest person in the whole world. Being Jewish means that you have been chosen. You have been chosen to continue to fight every single day for the life of the Jewish community. You have been chosen to keep the Jewish values, the holidays, and the traditions. You have been given a Jewish soul that will always remind you who you are, where you should be, and what you should believe. So thank you, Chana, Sarah, Mendy, and Shmuel, for teaching me something so big. Although I have another semester here at ASU, I wanted to thank both Sarah and Mendy for always raising a smile on my face and being there when I needed a warm soup when I was sick. And I was sick a lot, believe me. For always being genuine and for always making me laugh about shtisel jokes. And I wanted to thank also Chana for being a role model and for being an inspiring speaker, the most inspiring speaker I've ever met. I think so highly of you, and you inspire me every single day to learn something new. Thank you for also being a mother figure, and thank you for always welcoming me to your family. I truly see Mayor, Levi, and Mina, my little brother and my sister. And lastly, thank you to the men that made the biggest impact on at ASU for me. Thank you, Rabbi Shmuel, for always being honest with me and always being there for me. Thank you for teaching me Derech Eretz and making me feel so special. Thank you for always bringing light to the darkness and always raising a smile in the sadness. Thank you for accepting me as who I am and not judging me for my craziness, and I know it's hard. And for all of you, Chana, Sarah, Mendy, and Shmuel, thank you for devoting your life and time to the Jewish people, especially Jewish people at the most known party school. I'm sure we made your life a big party, and we can only hope that we brought happiness to your life as much as you did to each and every one of us sitting here today. And to all of you sitting here today, thank you for making my college experience unforgettable. I appreciate you all and hope you will continue to live Jewishly forever and always, because remember, you all were chosen. And with that I will hand and say, Am Israel Chai.
Thank you. Thank you, Netta. And we continue to have lots of wonderful, happy times, and good parties too are good too. We, at the graduation farewell barbecue event, we have the honor, some years, to have a commencement speaker. And this year, I'm very happy the commencement speaker is going to be, because it's somebody who inspires me greatly. He's a mentor to me, helped Chabad grow to be so much better than it was when we started. As a young couple here from Brooklyn, New York. Knowing a lot, but not knowing a lot too. Warren has been a great mentor to me, helping bring Chabad where it is, in many aspects, and we appreciate you very much for that. And you're somebody who has influenced and impacted this community in a great way. So it's my honor and my pleasure to ask Mr. Warren Levenbaum to please come and share thoughts with graduating seniors. Judy, you can come too, if you'd like. I'm going to tell about Warren's bio. Warren grew up in the working class section of Boston and worked a variety of jobs to put himself through both college and law school. His background provided not only a strong work ethic, but also a solid foundation to connect with mainstream America. Warren is the founding partner of the Levenbaum Trachtenberg Injury Law Firm with offices in Arizona, California, Utah, and New Mexico. Warren is also the founder and CEO of two national legal marketing enterprises, the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers and the National Alliance of Traumatic Injury Lawyers. Warren is someone who is deeply committed to the Jewish community, and together with Judy, they take time, effort, and their financial resources to have a great impact in our community for now and for many years to come. It's my honor to ask Warren and Judy to please come share words with the graduating seniors.
See, my name is Lights. My mother could only see me now. Ma, I made it big in America. My name is on the big screen. Oh, what else can I ask? I want to introduce my lovely wife, Judy, who's been with me on our Chabad journey for the last, how many years, Rabbi? 10 years? Promoting the growth and the welfare of Chabad and the students and affiliates of ASU, the Jewish community. Thank you very much for all you've done, as well as his lovely wife, Hannah and everybody else affiliated with Chabad at ASU. Well, I came today, I went home and I said, what am I going to do? Today, maybe I'll enlighten the crowd with a little bit of comedy. So, honey, take out my file on Jewish jokes. I'm a lawyer, I have a file on everything. So I looked through my file that I've accumulated over the years on Jewish jokes. There must be 500 of these. I looked through them, I said, well, I couldn't find one that was worthy of presenting to the Jewish community and kids, etc. All are a little off color, so what am I going to do? No Jewish jokes tonight, sorry. I'll save it for another occasion. With that in mind...
Is there more?
There's more. With that in mind, I want to welcome all of the ASU graduating class of 2019, the parents and grandparents of that are here tonight celebrating the commencement ceremonies in the Jewish way of the graduating class of ASU. Commencement has a certain meaning to it. It means starting out, the beginning. All of you students have spent 4 long years in hard studies to make something of your life, but you still haven't proven yourself with reference to the foundation of education which you've had the opportunity to have at ASU, as well as Jewish education and continuing Jewish education at Chabad. So, the journey is yet to begin. I came up with the term years ago. I named it self-realization. And I think that's very important with reference to Jewish students and graduating and coming into the world. Self-realization has a multiple meanings. Number one, if you think in terms of what you want to accomplish in terms of a social relationship, you'll do it. Just concentrate on that. Also in terms of professional, what you want to accomplish in life, financially, professionally, or otherwise. Keep that in mind for the rest of your life and don't stop thinking about it. It's happened to me, it's happened to my lovely wife. We started from very humble means, but we always want to be successful in our own right. And when I say success, it's not financial success, just to make something out of your life. And I'm sure all of you students will have that in mind when you go out into the world, either upon graduation or if you go to graduate school after you graduate. Never stop thinking of what I want to accomplish to make my life better, meaning yourself, as well as the world better. Our mission also is to give back, not only to humanity, but the Jewish community. Never stop giving back. We've started giving back years ago, my wife and I, and our mission is to keep on going, especially with the Chabad institution. Chabad is a lovely organization, especially its affiliation with ASU. When I grew up in Boston back in the 60s, and I went to Boston University, we didn't have the nice feature of Chabad at Boston University. I don't think Chabads were at any universities way back 40, 50 years ago. I'm somewhat aging myself. Now, all over the country, we have a special Chabad here at ASU that the rabbi is very proud of, giving back to the Jewish students, having a place to come on Friday nights and otherwise, having a place to share your Jewish values and to socialize with your brethren, your fellow Jews. What a wonderful, wonderful gift that Chabad gives to you as Jewish students. Talking about a gift, Molly mentioned one of the best things about Chabad was the free meals. As the chairman of the advisory board, I have a duty to tell you there are no free rides. Somebody pays for these free meals. And, you know, Jewish students, you know, basically, if you have 2 nickels to rub together, it's a lot of money. We don't, you know, we rely upon what you can give, $1 a month, $2, whatever it is. However, I hope and trust that you'll all value your experiences you got at Chabad as students at ASU later on when you're out in the working field, and never forget, give back. Give the opportunity to younger students entering ASU 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, to enjoy and participate in the same opportunities you as Jewish students have had at ASU. So never forget, you have an obligation to give back to whatever degree you can afford, and not only financially, but also socially and professionally, whatever you can do to instill a sense of continuity of this fine institution that serves the Jewish community at ASU beyond what anybody could ever imagine. And again, my hat is off to the rabbi. This wouldn't be the same ASU Chabad institution, but not for the rabbi. The rabbi's been with us for 12 years. He came here in a mission. He was sent by New York. No money. Do what you can. No money. He did what he can. He hoofed it, so to speak. Lives from had a family. Lived from hand to mouth. Not only supporting his family, but building this institution. Look what we have now. And it's growing and growing and growing. The last couple of years, I think the number of ASU students has increased by a couple of hundred people who enjoy and participate in all the facilities here. Not only Friday night services, but again, the ability to socialize and share the same value, common Jewish values. What a wonderful opportunity. What a wonderful way to give back to the Jewish community. So we just ask that you don't forget your youngsters, and also I'm speaking out to the parents, the grandparents, whatever you can afford, it's much appreciated. We want this institution to be here for the next 5 years, 10 years, forever. And it needs your assistance in any way whatsoever. So we appreciate all you've done. Congratulations again to the graduates of ASU. You've done a good job, and I salute you all.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you, Warren. I agree with what he said. Chabad is a wonderful place. It loves you. And when you graduate, always remember and to continue to support Chabad. Before we go to the video, I just wanted to, firstly, we welcome before everybody that was here. I wanted to individually welcome the families there. Welcome Isaac's family, his parents, his sister, and his grandparents. We welcome Yael and Gil's parents that are here with us, Avi's parents, Corey's parents that are here with us, we're Dower family, Hannah's parents, brother and grandmother, Jacob Bernstein's parents and uncle and aunt, Danny's here, and Danny's family that's here. Welcome all of you that are here. Did I miss some other guests that are here? Also want to welcome, there's an ASU alum, a graduate of ASU Law School in 1984, David Yerushalmi, who is here for business, and he spent Shabbos with us, and he's here, and he's also a wonderful pillar of support of Chabad. Thank you for being here. Our mayor, who many of you may know, who's the kosher overseer, the mashgiach at the kosher bistro on campus. We're honored that each and every one of you are here with us tonight. And if I missed any guests, did I? Guests, let me know now. It's an honor. I want to say a very special welcome to two people that I'm so happy that they're here and they're behaving so well. Mayor and Lady Teichtel. A special mazel tov from Tzvi, our older son, who's studying in high school in Chicago. Couldn't be here as he originally went back to high school, but a special mazel tov from him, from Minachai who are at home, and also, Joanne, Jesse's mom, visiting from Connecticut. Welcome. So before we go to the video, we had a lot of official speakers. Is there anybody who wanted to open the mic for a moment and see if any of the seniors who didn't say anything or any of the parents would like to, just from your place, share any thoughts? Danny. I want to ask Danny to please come share some words. I met Danny the first time. Danny, remember where I met you? Danny, we were in the MU and standing out. There used to be a place called Mozart. Danny's from Chicago and is a wonderful Jewish leader here on campus. He was the president of IFC, one of the presidents of AEPI, and somebody who's a dear friend of mine. Will you share some words?
Thank you. First of all, I'd just like to say how helpful Chabad has been, not only for me, but for all my friends and my fraternity for sure on campus. We started the fraternity our freshman year, and without the help of Chabad or Hillel, we probably wouldn't still be here today. And Rabbi Shmuel, along with Rabbi Mendy, who we had the pleasure of actually initiating into the fraternity, they've been there for us through thick and thin and have helped provide our fraternity with an abundance of support and services as well. And they've also continued to emphasize the importance of remaining Jewish on campus, when I think a lot of people on a lot of campuses don't necessarily see that as being an important pillar of their college experience. And so having such a strong Chabad on campus with such great rabbis has really allowed for Jewish students at ASU, and specifically myself, to kind of grow as a Jew and to learn a lot more about myself and to be able to develop much more of a sense of community. So I'm very thankful for Rabbi Shmuel and the Tichtel family and Rabbi Mendy and the Rimler family, not only because they've helped me a lot personally, but because they've helped so many of my friends, and they've made it so that ASU is a place that Jews can actually feel comfortable and not feel targeted or feel like an other. And I think that's a really key distinction to make, because at a lot of college campuses, you don't feel safe, or you have BDS, or the administration doesn't stand by your side. But Rabbi Shmuel gave me a letter at the beginning of this year that Dr. Crow wrote. And so Rabbi Shmuel, along with Mendy and Chabad, has been so great with developing relations with the administration that you just know that the administration supports Jewish students in a way that just really isn't anywhere else. So I'd like to thank them, and it's meant a lot to me, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Danny. Before we go to the video, Isaac. Yes.
There's a lot of people. Anyways, so this is very ad hoc, but I agree with a lot of everyone else has said about learning a lot from being at Chabad. But something was really special to me, and I know made a difference for me getting through, like, especially my senior year of college, was the opportunity to really rest on Shabbos. I really appreciated Rabbi Taktel inviting me into his house and letting me jump on his trampoline with his kids and hang out. Especially Mary and Levi. I feel like without them and being able to be have fun, I feel like I'm just like a really big kid that somebody said, hey, you got to get a job. I'm like, what's that? So I think that's something really special to me. And I think without that, I really wouldn't have had as great of a time as I did at college and be able to thrive as I did. So I really appreciate that, and everyone welcome me to the community. Thanks.
Anyone else would like to share something? You don't have to be shy. It's an open mic. Mayor? Yes, Mayor. Yes, Levi. Mayor's going to think first. Levi's going to speak before thinking. Oh. Yes, Mayor. Was I going to? Yeah, come on.
My dear students, I'll miss you and come back to visit.
Thank you, ladies.
My dear students, we'll miss you, especially the ones that play with us a lot.
You know who you are, and they know too. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Anyone else like to say anything? Okay, yeah, El, you're in a minute. Avi. That's right, DJ Gravity, our Perm music man. Every Perm he donates his time for his beautiful music here.
So yeah, my name is Avi, and also as it says on the name tag, aka DJ Gravity. I just, like it says on the slide, just here to share a couple memories I've made the last 3 years or so here at ASU. And, you know, so they just go from watching videos of the speeches that the Rebbe gives in 770 on the projector here, with guys like Itai and Rabbi Mendy, crashing bar mitzvahs in Crown Heights on the Shabbaton, going to weddings of past alumni on the Shabbaton, and one real idea that was the theme of a Sinai Scholars retreat that I went on a couple years back was this idea that the Rebbe mentioned, is that, like, if you only know Aleph, then you should share Aleph. So, and that was, there were many times where I found myself in the situation in events here at Chabad at ASU where someone, you know, maybe came up to me with a question, asked me, like, what does this mean? How do I do this? How do I do that? And it just, you know, I just had that tick in my mind of, like, you know, what should I do in this situation? And learning from the rabbi, both rabbis and the Rebbitzins, and just taking that knowledge and being able to share it with everyone was a great experience for me. And I look forward to maintaining this relationship. Like you mentioned before, you might physically leave ASU, but you always remain an ASU.
Thank you, Avi. We'll have the floor open for another couple of minutes. Anybody else want to say anything? Yeah, looks like they're asking you to speak, El. Yell, you were voted in, Yell. You were voted in, Yell. Good luck to you.
Hi everyone, thank you all for coming tonight. Thanks to my friends who nominated me. First of all and foremost, I want to say thank you to Rabbi Shmuel and Pana. Oh my God, I'm already going to cry. Thank you so much for all your amazing work you guys do for the entire Jewish community, ASU community, and community beyond. Thank you, Sarah and Mendy, or I can't even see. Thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication to all the students and everybody here. We really appreciate it, more than you guys even know. My past 4 years have been incredible. Thanks to Chabad at ASU for giving me the foundation and support. I was able to bring a Jewish sorority to ASU. A5, my sisters are here. I found that when I got here, there was an amazing Jewish community, but there was still something missing. There was all these amazing Jewish women that were coming to events, and I really believe that when women come together, they create even better things, and they really inspire each other, and we've done incredible work together. So I want to really thank Chabad at ASU for all their support along the way and along the difficult journey. It wasn't easy. I was also able to bring another organization to ASU called IEC Mishelanu, which brought together Israeli-American students here at ASU. And through that, I was able to meet a lot more friends and other students from other campuses as well. And I really think that all of this was because the support that I had from Chabad at ASU. Freshman year, I will never forget when I had difficulty at my dorms. With Chabad, I was downtown. Actually, Rabbi Shmuel helped me and wrote a letter so that I could get out of my living and move back home to my lovely parents. And that reminds me, thank you to Elisa and Ron, Mommy and Abba, for all your support in getting me and Gil here. Gil, thanks Yeah, thank you. And one last huge, amazing thank you to the Levenbaum family for this amazing yard. I remember when Jacob and I first envisioned the backyard, and we met with you guys and put together a whole proposal, and it was a dream. We didn't actually think it was going to happen, or I didn't think it was going to happen. Maybe Jacob was a little more optimistic than I was. But incredible, amazing work and support, and we really, really thank you, all the students here. So on behalf of all of us, thank you very much. And one last thing, I'd like to just take one moment of silence to remember one of our fellow students, Noah Jacobson, who would also be graduating with us, and who was a fellow brother of API and a really dear friend to a lot of us here tonight. May his memory be a blessing to all that knew him. Thank you.
Thank you, El. Thank you for bringing up the memory of Noah. Noah was a very dear, beloved student who was very involved here. Last year at the farewell barbecue, he actually dedicated. If you go inside, you'll see Noah's jersey there that his family brought here to Chabad. He's missed dearly, and I'm sure he's smiling down from heaven and really happy that we're all here tonight together. I also wanted to say thank you to Yael and Jacob. Firstly, they were past members of the Chabad Student Board, very dedicated, helped Chabad in many ways. But I do remember when you were speaking a lot about what we could do in the yard, and I remember the first meeting with Warren, you were the student leaders that were there, bringing up the ideas, and they really helped guide this process through. So thank you so much for what you've done. And Yael mentioned that thank you to Warren and Judy for bringing this here. I just want to tell you, you ain't seen nothing yet because they have a lot more plans. There's some amazing things happening, hopefully starting in the next month, with the whole outside of Chabad can be really beautified, and an amazing new kitchen they're bringing to Chabad. So you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm looking forward to Warren and Judy to all the wonderful things happening. Anyone else want to say anything? Yes, Jasmine. Looks like a lot of cornmeal.
Nino, I graduated yesterday and on Friday. I would like to first thank Chabad for welcoming me into their family, and my twin brother Golan, who also goes to ASU. He wasn't very happy that I followed him here, but we both go here, and they always welcomed us during Shabbat into their home for dinner. I want to thank Hannah for bringing me soup freshman year all the way to downtown when I didn't feel well. She delivered it at my door. I'd like to thank Sarah for always the good conversations and for always answering all my questions. And also Hannah for always bringing me fruit at dinner. When I didn't want to eat the french fries or whatever they had, she would always present me with fruit. And then I just want to say thank you to Yael for also bringing AE5 to campus, as well as Batel. You got, I never thought I was going to be in a sorority, but because of you guys, I had that experience, so thank you.
Anyone else? Any parents want to say anything? Okay.
Hi, I'm Marlene Widauer. I'm Hannah's mom. You may recognize my face from what was that, CBS?
Chicken
the
Soup
chicken
story.
soup. Anyway,
Yes.
that was fun to do.
She's the representative on the ASU Moms Facebook group. She's always writing about Chabad.
Yes. So I just want to thank both rabbis and both Rebbitzins for your amazing inspiration for my daughter and inspiring her to live a Jewish life. And I mostly want to thank the students, because just hearing all of you speak tonight about how much Chabad has meant to you is very comforting as a Jewish mother, to know that Judaism will be continuing on to the next generation, because you guys really recognize and appreciate what your parents started and what Chabad has provided to you while you've been here away at school. Well, for us it's away, but for you guys, some of you are local. But while you're at campus, you don't always think that your kids are going to continue on in their Jewish life. And it's just very heartwarming for me to know that Chabad has been here for you guys and to hear how much that has meant to you, and that Judaism will continue to the next generation. And good luck to all of you in your next adventure.
Thank you, Marlene. So we're going to watch a wonderful video presentation. And following that, we're going to, Itai is going to share something, and then we're going to have gifts for the seniors. Before that, we thank all of the students that are here, all the parents that are here, all the guests that are here. But I want to make a mention of a few mensches, people that always help out throughout the year whenever help is needed here at Chabad. A lot of students help out on Friday night when things are going on, but these are people who do it when it's not the most glorious times to do it. When something is needed. Something has to be brought, something has, Friday night helping out, Shabbos day, always there and available. If it's from helping in the kitchen to picking something up to running a barbecue. And we appreciate everybody. I want to make special mention of 5 mentions, and we have a little gift card for you here. I hope you shop on Amazon. And I want to ask them to come up because we really appreciate all of the effort, the extra time you put to making Chabad be a success. And the first one is Itai, who goes above and beyond all the time. The amount of hours he gives here. And then Hannah, President, always helping out in so many ways. 2 people who live in the same house, but every single Shabbat, come in, come out. They're always here helping Friday night, Shabbat day. Daniel and Corey. When the meal's over, if you want to go talking, they're always there. And somebody who's been a very faithful barbecuer every single time. Zach, Norton. So this is a gift card for you guys. I want to thank you guys for being one of the mentions of the year. Here. And let's get a picture with the mentions. Take a look at Mitch.
Hannah, get on this lectern.
Look at Hannah. Thank you guys for being great mentions.
Thank you very much.
You make your parents proud. You make us proud too. With that, my friends, please give your attention to the video screen.
Gratitude and what has changed. So we just had the holiday of Passover. It just ended. We had an amazing time where we were, especially here at Chabad. I heard it was phenomenal. And there's an interesting story that's told. That's a little side point in the Passover story, that the first plague of blood was actually carried out by Aaron. The question was, Moses is kind of like the front man here. He's the face of the sort of revolution going on. Why didn't he perform the miracle himself? Why didn't he go to the Nile and change it, from water to blood? And so the commentators say that the reason Moses himself could not do it is because when he was a child and he was put in the basket, saved by his sister, essentially the water helped him survive. So because he owed such a debt of gratitude to the water, he was not able to go and turn it into blood, which is essentially making it worse, because he had to have such gratitude for the water. So if Moses has to have so much gratitude for water, how much more so do we have to have gratitude for Chabad? I know everyone that walked in here 10 minutes after they got here was not the same person. 1 minute after they got here, they were not the same person. And that's extremely true of my experience. I know of everyone's experience here. I didn't look like this. I didn't talk like this. Probably a little similar, but whatever. But we all owe a lot to Chabad. And, imagine Chabad as your friend, right? Let's say you went over to a friend's house for dinner once a week. Let's say your friend invited you for every holiday, fed you, said, hey, come stay over, come hang out. I'm throwing an event, No cover charge, no nothing. It's free. You can come hang out. Like, how much would you owe that friend? How much would you love that friend? When someone does something nice for me, I always make a point to try to pay him back. So that's the idea of gratitude, and also a little bit of the idea of change, right? Because we come here as people, the way we are. We see how the building is. We see how the environment is. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is they see something and they think to themselves, it's always been like this. Maybe they don't explicitly say that, but to them that's how it is. I'm here, and this is how I see it, and it's always been like this. And I know for a fact that, with the experience of time, you realize that that's the biggest fallacy there ever was. Because when I got here, this was a dirt patch with like a pile of bricks in the corner, literally. And now it's like this gorgeous backyard with a basketball court with like astroturf and like a fire pit. This is like the bougiest thing anyone could have ever imagined, coming here in this just literal dirt. And like one time the fence blew over, so we had like the construction plastic as a fence. Like it literally looked like terrible. Like I was laughing because she remembers how bad it was. But like it's amazing to see how that's grown and how it's changed, right? Even ourselves, we look at ourselves in the mirror and we realize that we weren't who we were the other day, yesterday, 10 minutes ago, whatever it was. And we have to understand who facilitated that change. It was a lot of work on our part, but it was also, we owe a lot to our environment, right? We owe a lot to the people who did that for us. So those two ideas of gratitude and change, I'm here to pitch to you guys something that I've been very passionate about giving back to Chabad in ways that up until now were not necessarily monetary, but now that I'm graduating, now that I have some money saved up, I really want to do that. And because I walked in, I didn't say, here's dinner, here's a 20 for dinner, thanks Rabbi, I didn't do that, and I took that for granted because someone else was giving, for me, someone who came before me 10 years ago, well, I don't know who their name is, I don't know who they are, maybe I see their name on the donor list now, but I have no connection with them, they don't know me, besides the fact that we're Jewish, we both came to Chabad, and they realized the value they got out of it, the amazing times, the amazing memories they got out of it, and they're saying, you know what, I want to give this to someone else, someone did this for me, I'm going to pass it on. So, I think instilling the value of giving, right, is very important. So, the person who gives, $10 million when they make $100 million, that person is likely the one that gave $10 when they made $100. Giving is not something you do when I'm rich enough. Oh, when I have money, then I'll give. The person who gives $10 when they make 100, he's going to give the 10 million when he makes 100 million. So I encourage each and every one of you to join me now, and combine these ideas of gratitude and change, and we'll be very grateful for your change, monetarily, me, and everyone after us. So with that, I brought my laptop here because I'm going to sign up for what's called the Chai Club. It's $18 a month, one Chai, less than $1 a day, and I think it's important to give a lot, but it's also important to give constantly, to show your commitment over time. And that's more important than, just dumping a bunch of money once and saying, I'm here for the students, I'm here for me, I'm here for my brothers and sisters that were before me and after me. So with that, I'm going to sign myself up. If you don't come find me, I will find you and make you sign up, because you probably spent more on socks in the last month than that. So, if socks are more important to you than Chabad, I know they're not, so I'm going to find you. So with that, thank you very much to the Rabbi, the Rebbitzin. Yes, question? We'll find you.
Thank you. Thank you, Itai. I second that. The best way to give back, that more students can have these experiences and show your love and appreciation. To sign up for the Chai Club even today, I remember two guys got up here and they said they're signing up. It's actually Johnny and Bryce. And they're still in it. Avi's big brother. And you can do it. You'll see your name on the wall. People will see it. But more than that, you are making a difference. Every single month will be the best charge that you see on your, I said no credit cards, on your debit card. I do also want to thank the sponsor of tonight's event. Tonight's event is sponsored by Mrs. Ellen Abramson, Sarah's mother, in memory of Lori Kay, who was killed last week in Poway. And she's been sponsoring it many years, and this year she's doing it in memory of Lori Kay. So thank you to Ellen. We really appreciate your generosity. I also want to say a very special thank you to two people who, without this event, would not have been tonight, Rabbi Mendy and Sarah. Sarah, our program director, put herself hours and hours for making this so beautiful. So very Rabbi Mendy. And thank you for the video presentations and for all that you guys do here. We can't do it without you, and we so appreciate it. With that, my friends, we're now up to one of my favorite times of the year, hard times. We're going to miss you, but we have gifts for our graduating seniors. We will call you up. Please come up then. The gifts will be presented by Rabbi Mendy and Sarah, Chana, myself, and Levi and Meir will help out too. The gift we chose this year is a book called Seeds of Wisdom. The reason for it is wisdom is very important, but seeds of wisdom make it easier to digest the wisdom. This is inspirational anecdotes, stories that people have with the Rebbe on the inspiration and vision. Chana and I moved here, Rabbi Mendy and Sarah moved here. Just one page on each one. There's like many one pages on many different topics. So I encourage everybody who's going to be getting this book today, every once in a while, maybe every day, open it, and you never know what page you're going to find that day, but it will speak to you. And none of them are longer than a page. There's a section on nurturing the human spirit, knowledge and learning, faith and prayer, love and relationships, Jewish leadership, and the right time for you parenting too. So I'm going to call your name up. Please come up when we call your name. And we'll get a picture with you individually, and then stay up, we'll get a picture with everybody together. Somebody's going to be the photographer here. I need somebody who's not a senior. Okay. Danny Goldberg! Mazel tov, Danny. Danny's not going too far. He's staying at ASU Law School. We're excited for that. Oh. Thank you, Danny. Stay up here, okay? Oh. Yeah, turn it on maybe. Yael Dam! Mitch, thank you.
That's for Chinese calling.
This is for
No, but what's the fun?
students who's graduating. Yael's twin brother, Gilda! Who's over? You're okay, I won't forget you. Late. Mother? We thank Larry for providing the pitchforks. We're also honoring seniors that are graduating in December. So, Sarah Winkleman. Yes.
Thank you.
Give me two pictures. Yeah, right. This one and this one. Isaac Zola! Stay up here. Mazel tov, Isaac.
Take after my father.
Okay, man, turn around, man. Look at Marlene. Yeah, look at Marlene there. Leave us help me, man. Can't remember about it. Jasmine Bastino!
Do you want to answer?
Maybe we'll send out some extra.
Jacob Bernstein!
Jacob Bernstein! Jacob? Give him the book? Yeah, turn around, get left, turn around. Mayor, on the soda, Mayor, no soda, go. 1, 2, 3. Here, Marlene. Let's take the next to Mayor.
Can I still do one after? Corey Casanova!
You got the whole name, I was pretty impressed, huh? Miles Victoria? Maybe turn around. Your speech therapy. How? Marlene? Let's see the next minute? Let's see who's waiting. He's not here. Let's take a look.
You mean everybody else except for
What is this?
I don't want to go. Do you know Tuesday 9 a.m. Me too. Can we go together? I don't want to go alone. Commencement?
Jacob Lily!
They're good readers, these kids. Right? They're good readers, you know? Welcome, Jacob. Lady, turn off the picture, lady. Look at the Molly.
Thanks, guys.
Right. You walk in the bottom there.
Shep Leonard!
Give us mom over there.
Matt Weinberg!
Whoa, Matt! Mazel tov.
Yeah.
Turn around. Let's look at Mitch. Will you come? Let's look at Mitch. Let's look at Marlene.
We're all sitting together at graduation.
Eliyahu Jubilee!
Hey man, it still felt special to have to sit there for an hour yourself. I was thinking Bernie's girlfriend.
They said Ghibli, and I was like,
Just the things that kill.
Netta Galili!
You know what? I kind of hate it. I'm down.
Molly
I did. Hey, Mom. No. My grandma said that she has family in Hollywood.
Daniel, video!
I know I had family in
Double D.
I told him.
And now we have some graduate students that are graduating. Oh, wait, one more, wait. And now we have some graduate students. Avi Rosengard graduated with Master of Biomedical Engineering.
I don't want to come back for another degree days, just so I can read you.
First ever intern.
Justin Bogani!
yes, Justin.
Justin? Yeah?
Why don't you come whenever?
Endearing. He was endearing.
Turn around.
I really like my handshake.
I don't really understand.
Did I shake? Did I shake your hand?
Jessica Babani!
Yeah.
brothers, like, little boys have been like 2 seconds, like 5.
My accent really went out. And I was like, damn it. It's hard to practice when you have an accent.
Itai Chrysler!
E-tie!
He has the other one.
You got it from signing. Give you a second.
And Acharon Chaviv. Somebody bring someone's joy here. DJ Gravity, Avi Basho.
We are the best group of seniors.
So much joy. Turn right, let me in it. Turn around, first look at Mitch. I look at Marlene. Give it up for the graduates of 2019! He's not here. We're gonna get a picture everybody together. Alright, let's stay up here. 10 cents. Small time, no, really 3 minutes. This week's going to be a lot of graduation days happening at ASU. It was a graduation day in a school back in the East Coast, and after the whole ceremony was over, they're standing outside, and Johnny is taking a picture with his parents, and the mom wanted to get a picture of Johnny with his father next to him when Johnny was his cap and gown. And the mom turns to Johnny and her husband and says, "Let's try to make this look natural. Sonny boy, put your arm around your dad's shoulder." The father answered, "If you want it to look natural, why not have him put his hand in my pocket?" My friends, you are graduating college. There are a lot of things you can take out of college. There's a lot of ideas, but I want to share with you one idea, which I speak about from time to time. And actually, Ariel spoke about this last year, but it's an important point that I'm going to share with you now. You're going to graduate college, you're going to have some challenges along the way. Some things are going to be smooth and nice, and there's going to be some bumps along the way. What should you do when you're trying to do what the right thing is to do, and you have things pushing against you, not making it easy? To know the answer of that, let's zoom in a story that happened just a little while ago. A college student who was on spring break visiting her grandmother. Where are Jewish grandmothers? Florida, that's right. And as he was visiting her, she was visiting her grandmother. Her name was Sarah. And her grandmother says, "So how is school going?" She says, "It's good." "How's your grades?" "It's good." "Any challenges?" She said, "To be honest, Bubby, I try to do the right thing, but sometimes my environment is not really inviting me to do that. My environment makes it challenging for me to be the best that I could be." Her grandmother says, "I've got some advice for you. Come, sit down. Let's get my favorite chocolate chip cookies out of the freezer. Let's put it in the oven. And I'm going to share with you something that my grandmother taught me. And I want to share this with you, my dear graduating seniors." Bubby turns to Sarah and says, "Sarah, please pick out from under the tumbuchka there, what do they call it? Tumbuchka. From the little cabinet there, take out, please, a chaynik. Heats up the water. And please put 3 tea kettles on the water and put water in each and every one of them." So they do that, and while it takes time for the water to heat up, they're enjoying their cookies and having a nice conversation. After a little while, the water heats up, and the grandmother turns to Sarah and says like this, "Sarah, in life, many times you're going to want to do certain things. You're going to go on a certain path, try to do what's right, but you're going to have opposing forces. It could be society around you. It could be people at work. It could be friends. And it's not going to make it easy for you to do what you really feel is right. You're going to have opposition coming against you." It's very simple, she said. When you're in this situation, think about the carrot, the egg, and the coffee. Granddaughter said, "What? Carrot, egg, and coffee? Where does this come in?" She says, "I'll show you." She takes the first kettle of water off of the pot, off of the stovetop, and in the kettle of water, she pours it into a little pot, and she puts inside some carrots. Into another one, she puts inside some eggs, and she puts it back on the fire. She says, my dear granddaughter, in life, you're going to be faced with challenges. You could react like the carrot, like the coffee, like the egg. What happens if you take a carrot and you put it into water? The carrot goes into the water hard, confident, has a spine. And what happens when the carrot's in the water for a little while? It softens up. Just sometimes in life, you know who you are, you know what you represent, you know what you're supposed to be doing, but your surroundings, the hot water comes to you, and you get shriveled, and you forget who you are, you forget what you represent, and you forget your ideals and your values, and you start letting the water, whatever is boiling around you, affect you. So that's one way. That's definitely not a good way to react. You're going to lose your carrotness. You're going to lose who you are. There's another way to react, which is like the egg. What happens to the egg? The egg starts off soft. The egg gets very hard. So the egg in the one hand, not very hard, but it gets harder. The egg in the one hand is protecting itself to maintain its values. But it's closing itself off from being able to influence or inspire anyone else. So I'm going to keep who I am. I'm going to make sure not to lose what's important and dear to me. But I'm going to close myself off from everything around me. Better than the carrot, but still not the ultimate. And then the grandmother turns to Sarah and says, Sarah, you want to know what to do when you have challenges?
Yeah.
Let's look at the coffee.
Hey.
What does the coffee do once it goes into the water?
Makes coffee.
That's right. Not only does the coffee not lose itself, the coffee changes the whole water around it. The coffee says, I'm going to change my environment. I'm going to change everything around me. I'll be strong to who I am. It's not losing its coffeeness. If anything, its value is much greater. You can charge a lot more for a cup of it now. It's not losing what it is. It maintains its coffeeness, or to say her coffeeness. It maintains who it is, but it does much more than that. It says, not only am I going to be able to appreciate and value who I am, I'm going to bring greatness to everything around me, because you know the smell of a good cup of coffee affects the surroundings. If you're not sure how it does, think when you don't have that cup of coffee in the morning. So my dear graduates, be the coffee. When you're going to be going out there in the world, you're going to start adulting. Never forget who you are as a good person, as a student, and as a Jew. Remember who you are. But don't just let yourself remember and keep it to yourself. Spread it. Share it. Be a light unto everyone around you. We all have great experiences and opportunities here at Chabad. Don't leave them here in the Chabad house. As you leave the Chabad house tonight, take it with you. The pounds you gained from all the delicious food you got to take. But take the inspiration, the ideas, the teachings, the Torah, the knowledge, the Judaism with you. And share with others, like Avi mentioned before, when you learned the Sinai College retreat, like the Rebbe would always say, if you know Aleph, share Aleph. Take what you know and inspire others to be able to make this a part of their life. I will miss you dearly. We love you, we appreciate you, we value you. Please stay in touch. Please remember the lessons, the ideas, and the knowledge that you got here. And be able to inspire all the communities that you will be in, wherever it is. L'chaim, as we always say, l'chaim to life. And a great Jewish wife. And a drink del crunch and an amazing Jewish wench. I look forward to dancing at your weddings. With lots of joy, happiness, health, and love. L'chaim, we love you all. With that, the evening is officially concluded. But you can hang out as much as you'd like. For those of you that are in town, we'll be hosting Shabbos this week at our homes. I'm looking forward to seeing you whenever we see you. Shabbos, that's right. Shabbos. Here, Ariel, don't stop yet.